I think, you know, it's very essential when we are speaking, you know, about peace, that to know from 1987 until 2009, we have had 13 initiatives. And people are tired of initiatives, Palestinian and Israelis. We want you to see facts on the grounds. We want to see the peace has brought us, you know, a conclusion, and a good conclusion. Peace with justice, not any peace. That means we want two-state solution, living side by side on 1967 borders, living side by with peace, equity, and reconciliation. Secondly, we want Jerusalem to be shared. Jerusalem must have 5 elements. It should be Israeli, Palestinian, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim. Any missing of this element, there will be no peace in the Middle East. The settlement policy should end. Right of return should politically be addressed and find a solution. And fifthly, sharing of resources, water, and other natural resources that we share in the country. But finally, when we have all these things, I think there cannot be, you know, peace in this area without having a kind, what you do in EU, you know, a kind of regional cooperation. That means we should learn from Europe. For 500 years you were fighting. Now at the end of the day you made European Union. We should also make Middle East, you know, maybe Middle East Union. Maybe it's Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria. It's a kind of cooperation, because I mean nowadays boundaries are not important. They are important, but what is important, how can people really have relations together, and how can they grow economic growth, and how can they live in justice and peace together. And I believe this whole package will bring us to a better future. For the long run, maybe we will not witness it. But we don't work only for today, we'll work for the future. And we have from now to speak this language. For our congregations, the situation is very difficult because there are many things. For example, people come from Bethlehem to here. They need permits. Some get it, some don't get it. Or, for example, you know, if we want to hold a women retreat or a youth retreat, you see, people cannot get permits to overnight in Israel proper. We have, maybe it's easier for us to go to Jericho or to go to Jordan, which is more expensive, of course, to hold that. Not all of our people, you see, can bear it. There's another problem which we face in Jerusalem, that when our youngsters marry from West Bankers, they cannot live together in Jerusalem because the other have a West Bank ID. And if they get children, the children will be registered in the West Bank ID holder. Now, what is very important to find, that this difficult situation is causing people to immigrate. And you know, Palestinian Christians are immigrating. We used to be 15% of the total population. We are now less than 1.5%. Unemployment is not good. I mean, in the West Bank, there is 33% unemployment. Among Christians, there are quite a lot of suffering of that. You know, our people are noticing that in Israel and Palestine there is a growth of religious and political extremists. So they opt to immigrate. And even if my son and daughter come and tell me I want to immigrate, I cannot stop them, because that is. And what is a holy land without Christians, without Palestinian Christians? It's not a holy land. If we immigrate, I mean, and that is what really worries us, and we want to ask the Church of Ireland to support us in our mission, in order not that they will not stop immigrating, in order that you continue to support our educational work which we have started. And of course we have started through the German mission. From 150 years we have the educational system, and we, as an ELCJHL, we have really continued to do it with the same spirit that we got from our forefathers and mothers who were the German missionaries. Reconciliation does not start by hugging each other and being emotional. We must have really basics. Of course, we believe justice is very essential, but until justice comes, we must start from now. For example, we have established a council for religious institutions from the 2 chief rabbis of Israel, from the court of the Sharia court, you see, the chief judge of the Islamic court, and we Lutherans, Anglicans, Orthodox, Catholics, and Armenians are part part of that, council. One of the things what we have really launched in August a project to monitor 100 Palestinian textbooks and 100 Israeli textbooks in both Palestine and Israel, and to study what are they really, what are they teaching about the other. And in 1 year time, in August 2010, we will have, a meeting to see what is the result of this study and this survey. But the thing is, it's not only that we have and say, oh, to blame the other. We don't make it for blaming. We make it, what are the next steps which we are taking in order to stop teaching the wrong thing about the other, and in order that what we teach in our textbooks, we teach at home, we teach on the pulpit, in the synagogue, in the mosque, in the church, and we speak in the street. What we speak in the rooms, we can speak on the roofs. And for me, that is very essential. That is very basic for reconciliation, in order that people with all the difficulties may learn to understand it, and forgive, and understand what is the other. And today, unfortunately, the mass media is teaching the wrong thing about the other. And we need really to challenge that, to challenge that prejudice that exists, in order to bring, to see God in the other. For me, it's my intention that the Palestinian will see God in the Israeli, and the Israeli will see God in the Palestinian, and they both can accept each other humanities. Only then they can mutually recognize each other's human, civil, religious, and political and national rights. And only then the Holy Land will be a promised land of milk and honey for both Palestinians and Israelis.